Imagine a world where your life savings vanish overnight, where the skills you've honed for decades become irrelevant, and where a simple loaf of bread costs more than your entire monthly income. This isn't a dystopian fantasy. It's a historical reality that has played out repeatedly across nations. We are not here to instill fear, but to equip you with knowledge, to understand the profound shifts that occur when a currency collapses, and to prepare for a future where basic skills become the ultimate currency. The journey to stage 6, the phase of societal rebuild after a currency collapse, is undeniably arduous. It represents a fundamental reset, stripping away the complexities of modern life and returning society to its most basic needs. This isn't a gradual decline. It's often a rapid and brutal transformation. History provides stark warnings. From stage 4, where hyperinflation takes hold, to stage 6, the complete collapse and subsequent rebuild, the transition can be shockingly swift. Germany experienced this in a mere 18 months between 1922 and 1923. Zimbabwe's economic unraveling spanned 3 years from 2006 to 2009, while Venezuela's crisis unfolded over 6 years, from 2013 to 2019. These timelines are not ancient history. They are recent, vivid examples of economic devastation. If we find ourselves in stage 4 today, stage 6 could be as close as 12 to 24 months away. Understanding this trajectory is crucial for informed preparedness. In such a world, the abstract value of paper money evaporates. What truly matters are tangible assets and practical abilities. Food production, access to clean water, essential tools, and the skills to wield them become paramount. Community organization and robust security measures also emerge as critical pillars of survival and recovery. This presentation will illuminate what becomes truly valuable in a post-collapse world. We will explore the historical patterns, the essential skills, and the community structures that enable survival and eventual recovery. Let's delve into the lessons history offers, not to alarm, but to empower you with foresight. Across every historical instance of societal reset, one truth consistently emerges: the ability to produce food confers immense power. When traditional economic systems falter, food transcends its role as a commodity. It becomes the very foundation of survival and a potent form of currency. Those who can feed themselves and others hold the keys to influence and resilience. Consider post-war Germany between 1945 and 1948. Farmers, once a respected but not necessarily wealthy class, suddenly found themselves at the apex of the new economic hierarchy. Their fields, their livestock, and their harvests were more valuable than any bank account. City dwellers, desperate for sustenance, embarked on what became known as hamster trips to the countryside. These journeys were not for leisure. They were desperate pilgrimages. People traded family heirlooms, a gold watch for a few eggs and a sack of flour, a wedding ring for a handful of potatoes. The intrinsic value of food far outstripped the perceived value of precious metals or sentimental items. This stark reality underscores how quickly priorities shift. Zimbabwe in 2008 to 2009 offers another powerful illustration. As the national currency became worthless, urban agriculture exploded. The number of households engaged in growing their own food increased 30-fold. Those with even small vegetable gardens possessed a lifeline, a direct source of sustenance that bypassed the failing monetary system. Conversely, those without access to land or the knowledge to cultivate it struggled desperately. Their reliance on a non-existent market left them vulnerable to starvation. The ability to grow food was not just a hobby, it was a matter of life and death. Venezuela, from 2017 to 2019, mirrored this pattern with striking clarity. Faced with hyperinflation and widespread food shortages, Venezuelans transformed every available space into a potential garden. Rooftops, balconies, and abandoned lots became fertile ground. A single tomato plant, yielding precious fruit, was worth more than millions of rapidly devaluing bolívares. The skills that became premium during these crises are fundamental and timeless. Planting and harvesting, understanding crop cycles, and nurturing growth are essential. Seed saving ensures future harvests and independence from external supply chains. Food preservation techniques, canning, drying, fermenting, extend the bounty of a harvest, providing sustenance through lean times. Raising small livestock like chickens, goats, or rabbits offers a sustainable source of protein and other resources. These animals are relatively easy to manage and reproduce, providing ongoing food security. The historical pattern is undeniable. Food production is not merely valuable during Stage 6. It is the bedrock upon which all attempts at rebuilding society must rest. If you cannot produce your own food, you become entirely dependent on those who can, and they will dictate the terms of any exchange. Once food security is addressed, the next critical element for survival is access to clean water. Without it, human life cannot be sustained for long, and communities quickly succumb to disease and desperation. The collapse of infrastructure invariably impacts water supply, making independent access and purification skills indispensable. In post-war Germany, the availability of wells and the knowledge of how to purify water became paramount. Public water systems were often damaged or non-functional, forcing communities to rely on local, often untreated, sources. Understanding how to make water safe for consumption was a matter of public health and survival. Venezuela in 2018 saw its once reliable infrastructure crumble. For many, accessing clean water meant walking miles daily to natural springs or communal wells. This daily struggle consumed significant time and energy, highlighting the fragility of modern conveniences. The simple act of turning on a tap became a distant memory. Zimbabwe's crisis in 2008 tragically demonstrated the deadly consequences of water system failure. The collapse of sanitation and water treatment facilities led to a devastating cholera outbreak, claiming over 4,000 lives. This stark event underscores that water is not just about hydration. It's about preventing widespread disease and maintaining public health. The skills that gained immense importance included well maintenance and digging, ensuring continued access to groundwater. Water purification methods, such as boiling, chemical treatment, or filtration, became essential knowledge for every household. Rainwater collection systems offered an alternative, sustainable source, while basic plumbing repair skills were vital for maintaining any existing infrastructure. Beyond food and water, essential tools emerge as a new form of currency. In a world without reliable electricity or complex supply chains, simple, durable hand tools become invaluable. Germany from 1946 to 1948 saw a resurgence in the demand for basic tools: hammers, saws, axes, and shovels. These were necessary for construction, resource gathering, and cultivation. Repair tools like wrenches, screwdrivers, and pliers were crucial for maintaining what little infrastructure remained. Garden tools were indispensable for food production, and basic building materials such as nails, screws, and wire became highly sought after. The ability to fix, build, and create with one's hands became a prized asset. Zimbabwe in 2008 witnessed the rise of a vibrant repair economy. With new goods scarce and unaffordable, repairing existing items became the norm. Bicycle repair shops thrived as bicycles became a primary mode of transport. Mobile phone repair was vital for maintaining communication, and generator maintenance was essential for intermittent power. Even shoe repair became a critical service, as new footwear was a luxury few could afford. Those with the tools and the knowledge to perform these repairs often earned more in stable foreign currency than many professionals in the old economy. Other critical resources, often overlooked in times of abundance, also gained exponential value. Firewood became essential for heating and cooking. Candles and oil lamps replaced electric lighting. Soap was vital for hygiene and disease prevention, while basic medicines and batteries became precious commodities. The pattern is clear. Anything that directly contributes to maintaining basic human survival and comfort gains exponential value when societal structures falter. During every period of economic collapse and societal reset, a profound inversion of value occurs. The skills and professions that were once highly esteemed and financially rewarding often become irrelevant, while practical, hands-on abilities that directly address fundamental needs rise to prominence. This shift is not merely economic. It's a redefinition of what truly constitutes valuable human capital. In Germany between 1946 and 1948, the pre-collapse hierarchy of professions was completely upended. Financial analysts, marketing executives, corporate lawyers, and accountants, once pillars of the economy, found their specialized knowledge largely worthless. Their expertise was tied to a system that no longer existed. The abstract nature of their work offered no tangible benefit in a world grappling with basic survival. Conversely, professions like carpenters, blacksmiths, electricians, plumbers, mechanics, tailors, and cobblers became indispensable. These individuals possessed the skills to build, repair, and create the physical necessities of life. Their hands-on abilities directly contributed to shelter, tools, infrastructure, and clothing. Their value was immediately apparent and desperately needed. A real-life anecdote from 1947 vividly illustrates this inversion. A former bank president, accustomed to a life of intellectual work, attempted to trade his business advice to a carpenter in exchange for meals. The carpenter, however, had no need for abstract financial counsel. What he needed was labor, an extra pair of hands. The banker, facing starvation, was forced to learn carpentry, becoming an apprentice. His financial expertise, once his greatest asset, was utterly worthless. His ability to saw boards straight, a skill he never imagined needing, became his ticket to survival. Zimbabwe in 2008 provides further evidence of this phenomenon. As the Zimbabwean dollar collapsed into hyperinflation, the demand for repair services skyrocketed. With new goods prohibitively expensive or simply unavailable, maintaining existing items became crucial. Bicycle repairers kept essential transportation running. Mobile phone repairers ensured vital communication links remained active. Generator maintenance specialists were in high demand as power grids failed. Even shoe repairers played a critical role, extending the life of essential footwear. The knowledge that becomes invaluable in such times is diverse, but always practical. Construction skills, framing, roofing, masonry, are essential for rebuilding homes and infrastructure. Food preservation techniques, including canning, drying, and smoking, ensure sustenance through lean seasons. Mechanical knowledge, encompassing engines, generators, and pumps, is vital for maintaining what little technology remains. Basic medical skills, such as first aid, wound care, and even childbirth assistance, become critical in the absence of formal healthcare systems. Metalworking, including welding and forging, allows for the creation and repair of tools and essential components. The pattern is clear and consistent. Manual skills that directly provide for fundamental human necessities become the most premium and sought-after assets in a post-collapse world. While individual skills are undoubtedly crucial, history unequivocally demonstrates that true survival and successful rebuilding hinge on robust community organization. Isolated individuals, no matter how skilled, are far more vulnerable than those integrated into a strong, cooperative network. The collective imperative for mutual aid and shared security becomes paramount. In post-war Germany from 1946 to 1948, communities that fostered cooperation fared significantly better. Organized labor pools emerged, where neighbors traded skills and effort, pooling resources for common projects. Community gardens were established, sharing plots, knowledge, and harvests, ensuring food for many. Tool libraries allowed expensive or specialized tools to be shared, maximizing their utility. Bartering networks formalized the exchange of goods and services, creating a functional economy outside of the collapsed currency. Crucially, neighborhood security patrols were formed, providing a collective defense against rising crime. These structures were not luxuries. They were essential for collective resilience. Hungary in 1946 offers a compelling comparison. Villages that managed to maintain their social structures and cooperative spirit recovered and stabilized within 18 to 24 months. Conversely, communities that fractured, succumbing to distrust and individualism, took years longer to regain any semblance of order and prosperity. The strength of social bonds directly correlated with the speed of recovery. Venezuela from 2017 to 2019 saw similar grassroots efforts. Community kitchens provided meals for the hungry, often relying on shared resources and volunteer labor. Barter clubs facilitated the exchange of goods without relying on the worthless national currency. Security cooperatives emerged to protect neighborhoods from escalating crime. Skill-sharing networks and resource pools became vital for collective problem-solving and survival. The reality of security in a post-collapse environment is often grim and must not be sugar-coated. Crime rates invariably surge as desperation grows and law enforcement structures weaken or disappear. This is not fear-mongering. It is a documented historical reality. In Germany between 1946 and 1947, property theft increased by an astonishing 300%. Zimbabwe in 2008 experienced a dramatic rise in armed robbery and other violent crimes. Venezuela in 2018 saw violent crime rates soar by over 400%. These statistics paint a stark picture of the challenges to personal safety. In such an environment, those who were integrated into strong, organized communities with established security protocols survived much better than isolated individuals. A collective defense, mutual vigilance, and a shared commitment to safety provided a level of protection that no single person could achieve alone. This historical pattern underscores that while individual preparedness is important, community resilience is the ultimate safeguard. Understanding the timeline of a societal rebuild is crucial for managing expectations and guiding preparedness efforts. The process is not instantaneous. It unfolds in distinct phases, each with its own challenges and priorities. History provides a consistent framework for these stages of recovery. Phase 1. Immediate post-reset, 0 to 6 months. This initial period is characterized by profound instability. A new currency is typically introduced, or a stable foreign currency becomes the de facto medium of exchange. The barter economy dominates, as people trade goods and services directly. Community organization is absolutely critical during this phase, as formal structures are largely absent. Security concerns are at their highest, with crime often rampant. What matters most here are immediate survival resources, strong community connections, and practical, life-sustaining skills. Phase 2. Early stabilization, 6 to 18 months. As the immediate chaos subsides, a fragile sense of order begins to emerge. The new or adopted currency starts to gain wider acceptance, and rudimentary markets begin to function. Initial infrastructure repairs may commence, often at a local level. Employment, though still scarce, gradually begins to return, often in the form of essential services or manual labor. During this phase, productive skills and essential tools become even more valuable, and an established position within a functioning community provides significant advantages. Phase 3. Recovery, 18 months, 5 years. This phase marks a more sustained period of growth and reconstruction. The economy begins to expand, and infrastructure repairs become more widespread and organized. Employment opportunities increase, gradually approaching pre-collapse levels. Living standards, though still far from their former heights, steadily improve. This is the period where long-term planning and investment in rebuilding become possible. Looking at historical patterns, the complete timeline from a currency reset to basic stability typically spans 1 to 5 years. This is not a generational struggle, but rather a period of intense hardship followed by gradual improvement. Germany in 1923 achieved a degree of stability within 2 to 3 years after its hyperinflation crisis. Hungary in 1946 saw price stability return within 1 to 2 years. Zimbabwe in 2009 also reached price stability within 1 to 2 years after dollarization. Post-World War II Germany, facing immense physical destruction, took 3 to 5 years to establish a functioning economy. These timelines offer a sobering but also hopeful perspective. While the initial period is incredibly challenging, history shows that societies do recover. The key is understanding the phases, adapting to the changing realities, and focusing on the actions that facilitate survival and eventual rebuilding. The hardship is real, but so is the capacity for human resilience and recovery. History offers an unambiguous distinction between those who navigate periods of collapse successfully and those who succumb to its pressures. The difference is rarely about intelligence or morality. It is almost always about preparedness, adaptability, and the nature of one's assets and skills. Understanding this dichotomy is perhaps the most critical lesson for future preparedness. Those who consistently survived and even thrived during these tumultuous times shared several key characteristics. They often owned productive assets, such as land that could yield food, essential tools for repair and construction, or equipment that could generate value. Their wealth was tangible and functional, not abstract. Crucially, they possessed practical skills, the ability to build, farm, repair, or provide essential services. These hands-on abilities were directly applicable to the immediate needs of a struggling society. They were also deeply integrated into their communities, known and trusted by their neighbors, which provided a vital network of mutual support and security. Furthermore, they maintained physical goods, stores of food, access to clean water, and fuel, reducing their immediate dependency on a broken system. Above all, they were adaptable, willing to learn new skills, embrace new realities, and remain flexible in their approach to survival. Consider a real example from Germany in 1947. A farmer with 10 acres of land, possessing the skills to cultivate it, emerged from the crisis not only with a full belly, but also with valuable trade goods. He commanded respect within his community, had the ability to employ others, and possessed a platform for continued success. His tangible assets and practical skills were his greatest strengths. Conversely, those who struggled often held only paper wealth. Their savings, investments, and pensions were destroyed by hyperinflation, leaving them destitute. Their skills were often highly specialized and modern, such as finance or marketing, rendering them useless in a society focused on basic survival. They were often isolated, lacking strong community connections, which left them vulnerable and without a support network. They owned no essential tools or materials, making them dependent on others for basic needs. Most critically, they lacked practical knowledge, unable to grow food, purify water, or repair essential items. Imagine a retired banker whose life savings were wiped out, possessing no practical skills. He would find himself hungry, cold, isolated, and entirely dependent on charity. His intellectual prowess, once highly valued, offered no solace or sustenance. The profound difference between these two individuals was not their inherent worth, but their level of preparation and their capacity for adaptability in the face of radical change. History teaches us that proactive preparation and a willingness to embrace practical skills are the ultimate safeguards against economic collapse. If the historical patterns indicate that Stage 6 is a potential future, then proactive, practical preparation becomes not just prudent, but essential. This isn't about hoarding or fear. It's about building resilience, acquiring valuable skills, and fostering community connections that will serve you well regardless of what the future holds. The time to prepare is now, while resources are available and society is relatively stable. Food production. Start by learning the fundamentals of vegetable gardening, even if it's just a few container plants on a balcony. Understanding how food grows is a foundational skill. Study various food preservation techniques like canning, drying, or fermenting. These skills extend your harvest and reduce waste. Consider joining a local community garden or volunteering at a farm to gain hands-on experience and connect with knowledgeable individuals. The goal is to practice now, so these skills become second nature. Essential tools. Begin acquiring a basic set of durable hand tools. A hammer, saw, axe, and shovel are indispensable for construction and resource gathering. Add repair tools like wrenches, screwdrivers, and pliers for maintenance. Beyond acquisition, learn how to use these tools effectively. Consider mastering one practical skill deeply, whether it's basic carpentry, plumbing, or electrical work. A specialized skill makes you a valuable asset to any community. Water and resources. Take the time to understand your local water sources, beyond just your tap. Identify nearby springs, rivers, or potential well locations. Learn various water purification methods, from simple boiling to more advanced filtration techniques. Basic first aid knowledge is critical when formal medical care may be scarce. Start stocking essential non-perishable necessities, not just food, but also items like soap, candles, and basic medicines. Community integration. Perhaps one of the most overlooked aspects of preparedness is community. Actively meet and get to know your neighbors now. Join local organizations, volunteer groups, or community initiatives. Build a reputation as a reliable and helpful individual. Offer assistance to others, fostering a spirit of mutual aid. Strong community bonds are your most powerful asset in times of crisis. Adaptability. Cultivate a mindset of adaptability. Accept that significant change may come, and be open to new ways of living and problem solving. Start learning practical skills, even if they seem outside your current comfort zone. Practice living with less, reducing your dependency on modern conveniences. Maintain your physical capability through regular exercise. Crucially, maintain hope and a positive outlook. Resilience is as much a mental state as it is a physical one. The historical timeline is a stark reminder. If we are currently in stage 4, stage 6 could be as close as 12 to 24 months away. This time frame is sufficient to learn gardening, acquire essential tools, build practical skills, and forge vital community connections, but only if you start today. History consistently shows that those who prepared during the earlier, more stable stages came through stage 6 intact. Those who waited until the crisis was upon them struggled desperately, often with tragic consequences. The best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is now. We have journeyed through the 6 stages of currency collapse, examining the historical patterns that reveal the profound shifts in value, skill, and community structure during times of economic upheaval. Our purpose in sharing this information is not to alarm, but to educate and empower you with foresight. Understanding these historical realities allows you to make informed decisions for your own preparedness and resilience. This series is just the beginning of our mission to provide historically accurate financial education. We believe that by learning from the past, we can better navigate the complexities of the present and prepare for the uncertainties of the future. We will continue to explore financial history, economic patterns, and monetary systems to equip you with the knowledge you need. We value your input immensely. What financial topics are most pressing for you? What historical events or economic phenomena would you like us to explore next? Your suggestions guide our content creation. Perhaps historical market crashes, the role of gold through economic periods, real estate in crisis, wealth protection strategies through history, or banking system failures. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this information has been valuable to you, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel for more insights, and sharing the complete series with your friends and family. Your support helps us reach more people with this vital knowledge. Thank you for investing your time in learning from history. Thank you for choosing to prepare with knowledge rather than reacting with fear. While currency systems may collapse, the enduring strength of communities, the persistence of knowledge, and the resilience of the human spirit remain. Those who study history are never truly unprepared. May you have a wonderfully blessed day, filled with wisdom and foresight. Remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is now.